Hey everyone, Brendin from Brinkley RV here, and I am super excited to show you guys the all-new Model Z 3600. It's 38 feet, 11 inches, weighs just under 14,000 pounds dry, and has a GVWR of 17,495. So let's check this thing out. So starting off on your door side camp area, you'll see we have two baggage doors. So with the pass-through as large as this is, which I'll show you here in a second, we're able to take a lot of your controls that were on that left-hand wall and put them into a separate baggage door. So in here, you'll have your second hot and cold water. You obviously have the other one on the off-door side. You have your satellite coax and outlet along with a light switch in here. And you also have this little saddle bag. So if you want to set a cooler in there, or if it gets wet from the hot and cold water, you have a saddlebag with a hatch. You could also use this for an outdoor TV. That way you don't have to worry about anything in the pass-through. You can just route everything into this storage area here, and you're good to go to watch the game on a Friday or a Sunday night. So moving into our pass-through storage area, I'll open the door. Holy smokes, this thing is huge! And you can see just how big this pass-through storage is. I mean, I could probably sleep in here. You could put 4 of me in here probably. But you have a massive unobstructed pass-through storage. Obviously, like I just showed you, we took all those controls and shifted them over here. So you have more space. Back there will be the light switch for your pass-through, and then your light back in your utility area as well. So you can turn that light switch on and light up all your plumbing connections, your furnace. This pass-through is gigantic, definitely the biggest pass-through we have in the Model Z lineup. So over here on the front of your pass-through storage, you're gonna have 2 of 3 disconnects. So you have your solar disconnect, and then you also have your 12-volt power switch. So if you turn that into the off position, the only things that will have power would be your jacks, your refrigerator, and your solar would be able to charge your batteries. Along with that, you have your spare tire crank just to the right-hand side as well. In the very rear of your pass-through storage, to access all your plumbing and your electrical behind that, it's just a door. It has a handle. If you pull it up, the bottom side will pop out. You can remove that entrance door and have direct access to everything back there, like I said, such as your plumbing, your electrical, the back side of your water heater and furnace as well. As if the pass-through storage wasn't enough, we went ahead and decided to add your outdoor storage box. So that's a great spot for your white folding tables, your chairs. You can get all that clutter out of the pass-through, and you have a designated storage box underneath. You have access from your door side and your off-door side as well. Before we head to the front of the unit, behind this is going to be 1 of 2 LP tanks. So it's going to ship with 2 30-pound tanks. You have room for 40-pound and 20-pound. So if you get in a pinch, you need to go to a gas station and grab a 20-pound LP tank, you do have the ability with a long enough hose to reach down to it. So you have one on this side, along with the same location on the off-door side as well. So up in your front bulkhead on the bottom, you are going to have your battery box that is recessed, and this will fit 2 Group 27 size batteries. And then you'll see a sticker on the top that says a battery minimum of 1 Group 27 or 100 amp hour lithium battery. So we want to make sure that you're going to have enough juice to run your jacks, your slide outs, and everything to get you set up at the campground. Up above that, you have your 50 amp Victron charge controller. So there is an app that can pair to that. So you can download it, pair to your charge controller, and then you can see how much power you're getting in from your solar panel to charge your batteries. And then up above it, you have your third disconnect. So this is your storage mode. It's going to kill everything on the 12-volt side. So when it comes to storing your unit for a long period of time, you want to make sure you shut off that storage mode disconnect. Just next to it, we have the 100 amp flag breaker. So this is coming directly off the top of your battery box. The nice thing with it is, if it does trip, this flag just pops down, so there's no need to replace a fuse. You just push the flag breaker right back up and you're good to go. On the very top, you have a similar one, which is a 30 amp flag breaker. That's for your refrigerator. So for some odd reason you don't have power to your refrigerator, you got no lights, compressor's not kicking on, make sure to come out here and check that 30 amp flag breaker to make sure it's not popped. So in addition to that, on the ceiling of your front bulkhead, you're going to have your inverter prep. So you'll see the 110 loop. So if that's something you want to add, it is an aftermarket dealer install. We have a kit ready to go for you guys, but your prep will be up in the ceiling in your front bulkhead. So on the other side of your front bulkhead, right here, you're gonna have your hydraulic reservoir and your pump and all your valves. So this is gonna actuate your jacks along with your slide outs as well. We have your generator accessory wiring. So if you do want to add a generator as well, the wiring is already from here to the back side of your 120 volt panel on the inside of your coach. You have your slim rack controller along with your leveling controller up on the ceiling as well. So the hitch setup on the Model Z, we're utilizing the Kurt Helix pin box. So with this having the coil spring and the shock absorber, it is going to make the rough bumps and the jarring of your truck getting sent back into your unit substantially less. I've personally tested it alongside Micah on pretty much every single floor plan just to make sure that it's set up properly, and it tows like a dream, I promise you. So the Model Z front cap has got a bit of a refresh. So as you can see, we've added some more gold striping, some bigger ones up top. The Brinkley emblem has gone gold as opposed to chrome, and then we have a domed mountain logo on the very top of the cap, and then our light lenses have gone to a smoked black as well. So it looks fresh, it looks really clean, really good behind a pickup truck, and then at night you can turn your cap lights on and those black lenses just glow perfectly. So on your off-door side, pass-through of the 3600, this is going to stay consistent with all of our other Model Zs in the lineup. So in the very front, you have your one-touch auto-level display, so you can operate everything from here. You can also download the One Control app and operate the leveling and slides from your phone. With the pass-through being so deep, we actually designed and made this little box to bring the controls out closer to the pass-through, so it's located right there. Over on the back of your off-door side pass-through, up above, you have your dump valves. So you have your gray on the left, your black on the right, and you're gonna have 128 gallons of true gray capacity coming out of one termination. So all you have to do is flip one switch and you'll drain all three of those tanks. Then you have 45 gallons of black and 150 gallons of fresh water capacity. Below that, you have your B&B Nautilus panel, so your other hot and cold water. You have your satellite, coax, and cable hookups, your secondary water pump, and then my favorite thing about this Nautilus panel is just how easy it is to operate. So you have a sticker up above that's going to tell you exactly the direction these knobs need to be depending on the type of camping you're doing. So if you're dry camping right here, white down, green up, blue to the left, so on and so forth. It's really simple. There's no need to flip valves or anything. It's all done completely from here. Down below, we have your built-in 65-foot city water hose that is retractable. So this is the front side and this is the back side of that hose. I know sometimes it can be confusing because you can't see the whole thing, but there's your city water inlet, and then just to the right you have your black tank flush. So you can flip this over, or if you prefer to use a separate hose for flushing your black tank, whatever works best for you. You have a light to light up your control area, an outlet, and then a QR code that you can scan, and it's going to take you to our owner's hub, which is going to have a host of different videos to walk you through the operation of everything in this area of your pass-through. So you're going to have a little access hatch here in your saddlebag, so when you're running your water line through to hook up your unit to city water, you can run it through there. You have a little slider, so there's no way that any small critters could get in there. It's such a small hole. So you're going to have your on-demand hot water heater, your 35,000 BTU furnace, your 50 amp plug-in, and then just below you can see we have your sewer hose holder located in a perfect spot right next to your termination. And you have one termination for all your gray tanks and all your black tanks, which is nice. In a lot of cases, a floor plan this big and as many tanks as there are, you'd have multiple different termination points, but we're able to get them all in one convenient location. So on the rear wall, up on the very top, you'll have your Furrion Vision S Plus backup camera, and with the Plus, I can tell you that the picture has gotten way better. It's night and day difference. So that obviously will come standard on all Model Zs. And then down below, you're still gonna have your rear storage area, just like you would on a 2900 or 3100. So again, this is another great spot for those white folding tables and chairs. You have your 2-inch receiver hitch with your 4-way flat, which can carry up to 300 pounds and tow 3,000 pounds. Then you have your solid ladder here that's rated at 300 pounds. So up on the roof, you'll see one large 370 watt solar panel with the ability to add a second. So we have the aftermarket kit set up. The install is really easy. We have a print showing exactly where the second one would go. So you could have 740 watts of solar, no problem. The roof material is a one-piece TPO, and it's a low maintenance roof, so we're using a lot of different seals, more so from the motorized side of things. So we're super happy to get up there and show anyone our roofs. So for the running gear on the Model Z 3600, you're gonna have the TCS suspension with 8K axles. So that TCS is gonna use similar technology to the Helix pin box that we saw earlier in the video. So you'll have a coil spring and 2 shock absorbers for every single wheel. So each wheel is going to be able to travel independently of all the other ones. It still does utilize a straight axle, which is nice for getting parts if need be, but this is going to lessen all of the road vibration getting sent back into your chassis. So you're going to have a better ride, your unit's going to have a better ride, and last longer as well. So before we head inside, talking about some of our entrance features, we have the MORryde 4-step access steps. So the nice thing with these are, typically you have to get a sweeper or a broom out and sweep off your steps before you fold them in. The nice thing with this is all you do is pull them up, knock the dirt off, fold them back down, and then you can fold them into the coach, which makes life a lot easier. And then you have your safe T-rail. So this thing is going to extend out and then down all the way to the first step, so you don't have to worry about hitting 1 or 2 steps before grabbing on to the entrance rail. If I open my door, I'll grab the RV lock, which does come with a key fob, so it's keyless entry. Super nice to have. If you want to leave your keys in your truck, go back to your unit, you can type in the code or use the key fob to unlock or lock your coach. And on the inside, we have our Lippert screen defender. So this is basically a metal cover over the screen. So if you have small dogs or cats that like to claw at the screen, this is going to help to prevent any damage to the screen that's behind it. We also have our screen assist, which is a larger bar. So if you're walking out to your camp, cooking dinner, arms are full of plates or stuff to cook, you can just tap that with your elbow and the screen will open, and it's also spring assisted. Kids never remember to close the door. It's as easy as that. All right, let's go on the inside and check this thing out. So the first thing you'll notice when you walk in the 3600 is the overall build. It's clean, it feels like home. You're not gonna see any staple holes or putty holes, and that goes along with our CraftSense construction. So our window trim being all hardwood, our slide fascia being all hardwood, it just doesn't feel like an RV when you come into it, and that's for any Brinkley across the board. The 3600 in particular, you may think, oh, it's just like a 3100, but there's so much more to it. We raised the ceiling height, your slide heights grew, your island got bigger. So this is a full-timer's dream. Your living room and your kitchen area feels so large. It feels really homey in here, perfect for a couple, or if you have grandkids or kids come along, you have the tri-fold sofa as well. In your dining area, you have the Brinkley Dinesk. So the nice thing about this is it's super versatile. With a freestanding table and dinette, you're kind of limited to one option or the other. With this, you can do everything. So over here on the far right, this is in storage mode, transit mode. This whole piece will extend out so you can have an L-shaped desk. This can also slide in the middle and extend, and then you have a 4-person dinette, and you can extend it all the way to the left-hand side if you prefer to have an L shape on the left for desk and work. In the front of it, you have a pull-out utensil drawer, which this is removable, so if you'd rather have this be the junk drawer, you can do that as well. And then underneath, you have wine bottle storage and wine glass storage as well. Just don't store them in there when you're going down the road. You're gonna have large windows looking out from your dinette area, and I wanna show you the operation of these real quick. So you have a built-in bug screen, and then from the top, you'll pull this down, that's your blackout blind, and on the back side, you have a reflective foil. So if it's a super hot, sunny day, you wanna keep it cool in here, you can pull those blinds down, and that foil is really gonna help keep that heat from the sun penetrating into your unit. And on the bottom side, if you pull this up, that's your day shade. They do magnetize to each other as well, so if you only wanna have the blackout blind up that far and the day shade up further, you have that ability to do so as well. And then they do crank out to 6 inches, as opposed to your standard frameless would only be about 3 inches. We've gotten these to go out twice as far. So I'm hanging out in the living room area, had to take a quick break. This is hard work. So over here, you have your 2 theater seats that do recline. You also have heat and USB-C in each arm. And then if you lift the center console up, you'll have more USBs in there, along with a storage cubby for remotes or whatever else you want to store in there. And in the center, you have a wireless phone charger that is waterproof too. So if you want to set a drink or a mug on that, you can. And in our aftermarket site, we do sell a wooden insert for that to turn that into 2 cup holders. I'm sitting on the tri-fold sofa, so this will fold out to be a bed. And then on each side, the right and the left, we have storage end tables, with outlets with USB-Cs in them as well that pop up and down. And then each end does open up on a gas strut. In front of me, we have our ottoman. So the nice thing about this is when I work different shows, I'll actually pop this thing up, slides right over my legs, boom, I can do some work on it. So this is a coffee table. It can be a little dinner table as well, but on the inside, you have tons of storage for blankets, throw pillows. That's just a great space to store additional items inside your living room area. At the very front of your theater seats, you're gonna have your 50-inch smart TV that is on a televator. The nice thing about that is you can put it down if the kids, grandkids come, tell them didn't come with a TV, you gotta go outside and play. The TV's down, behind it, you have a large opening window, so you can open windows here and there and get some cross ventilation, but also get additional viewing if you're in a beautiful, beautiful campground. You have overheads up above it, and then another storage cubby below the TV, and that's gonna house your Rockford Fosgate stereo system. So you're gonna have 2 speakers in here, and then you're gonna have 2 more speakers outside. There's also an app that you can control everything from your phone as opposed to using that head unit. And then you have a 5,000 BTU fireplace, and that thing, it really will keep it warm in here. If it's just a cool morning or a cool night, you can turn that fireplace on and it will heat it up in here in no time. So behind the TV, I wanted to lower this a little bit. I wanted to show you guys the shelf. So the nice thing with this is you have an outlet, coax, and HDMI right here, and the HDMI and coax are hardwired to the backhand side of the TV, so there's no need to run any additional wiring. So if you have a gaming console, a DVD player, this is a perfect shelf to store that. Put the TV up, out of sight, out of mind. So shifting into your kitchen area at the very end of the island, we'll start off with our pull-out dual trash cans, and then up above it, we have our removable paper towel holder with storage behind. You can see we got trash bags in there. And shipped in the trash cans are gonna be your removable dog bowls and brackets. So the nice thing with that is the island base being steel, you can move the dog bowls anywhere around the island for whatever best suits your needs. So the island, it's huge. You have tons of space on the right, tons of space on the left. You have a large open stainless steel farm sink, and then you have your sprayer here so you can get into every orifice of what you're washing in the sink. Underneath, you actually have dishwasher prep as well. So if you're full-time, extended trips, you can install that dishwasher to clean all those dirty dishes and not do it by hand, which is pretty nice. If I pull this drawer out, all the drawer boxes in the Model Zs are gonna be dovetail. So I don't even think my house has dovetail drawer boxes. So the construction of them, especially in an RV, you don't see that. But those are the things that are quality. It's gonna last and it's gonna hold a lot more weight. And if I close it, soft close drawers. So adding onto the island, I talked about it a little bit with the dog bowls, but it sits on a steel island base. So it's fastened to the aluminum frame of the floor. And then there's also lags going through the floor into the chassis itself. So I mean, dude, it's sturdy as an ox. It's not gonna go anywhere. So it does add weight, but we know an island is a huge proponent to an RV and we don't want this thing to go anywhere. And at the end of it, we have your furnace ducts to heat your living room and kitchen area as well. So it clears that off the floor. Don't have to worry about pet hair and dandruff and different food falling into it. It's tucked nice and neat onto your island base. So for the appliances in your kitchen area, you're gonna have a GE residential microwave with cabinets to the right, the left, and up above. Below it, you have your 3-burner cooktop and your large stove just below it. And then again, you have drawers lining the right and the left-hand side. This kitchen has tons of storage in it. And then for your refrigerator, you have a 16 cubic foot, 12-volt fridge, which is accessible when you're in travel mode. So on those travel days, if you gotta go to the grocery store, it's really easy to just walk in the entrance door, load up your refrigerator, and you're good to go for your trip. So opening the pantry, you'll see the light automatically kicks on. And in here, all your pantry shelves are fully adjustable. So if you need one, for a taller jar or any other different reason, you have the ability to pop 2 screws out and adjust the height of the shelves. You also have an outlet in here. So you can see we have a coffee maker. So if you prefer to keep it in the pantry, keep the clutter off of your countertops, that's a great spot to store your coffee maker, and you have an outlet already ready to go. And over to the right, you have your hutch area. With behind these doors, there's shelves, and then you have a little nook area for kind of a catch-all. If you want to set your phone or keys or wallets in there, that's a great spot for it. And then this could be a coffee bar as well. You have an outlet with USB, USB-C. This is just a great little countertop prep space area. 2 drawers, more open storage. You have your 12-volt fuses right here on the right-hand side. And then if you wrap around to the other side is where your 110 breakers are going to be located. As we work our way upstairs, behind this cabinet door is going to be your one control panel. So operating your interior ceiling lights, your awnings, your slide controls will be right here. And I talked about it a little bit earlier, you can download the One Control app and operate everything from your phone that's on this One Control panel. Below it, we have our main ceiling lights, which are on a dimmer switch. And then you have the controls for your max air fan that are above your range. And you have another QR code to scan this to take you to the owner's hub and walk you through all the different features behind this cabinet door. Up one more step, you have a coat closet with an outlet in there. And then up above, you have even more storage with a shelf. So for shoes, if you want to put cubbies up there for scarves, hats, gloves, another great spot for that. So let's head on upstairs. I think you guys are really going to like the bathroom, so let's check it out. So we're in the bathroom now, and this is our first Model Z with a dual vanity, and it feels so good in here. You can see on this one, we do have a sink cover. So if you only want to utilize one sink as opposed to the other, you can put that over one sink, and then you have all that more countertop space in the bathroom. If you don't want it, leave it at home, put it in a storage area somewhere. You have storage underneath each sink, and then 3 drawers in the center. And each medicine cabinet opens up as well, so you have his and hers, so you guys don't have to fight about who's going to get more storage in the bathroom. On the other side, you have 2 cabinet doors, which are storage for towels and everything and all the essentials you would need for the bathroom. And on the very bottom, you have a pull-out drawer. That's a great spot to store a little trash can here in your bathroom. You have your porcelain toilet with your magnetized toilet paper holder, 3 hooks for towels, your shelf, and then we have your large one-piece fiberglass shower with your huge shower sprayer. And in the ceiling, you do still have your interior bezel to give you that additional height in the shower area. So moving into the bedroom area, it's more spacious in here as well. So your bookshelf wall, the bookshelf shifts over, and then you have 2 hanging hooks on the right and the left-hand side of the bookshelf. And then you'll notice your light switch on the lower right-hand side for your under bed lights as well. So in the bed slide itself, you see nightstands. This is not a queen bed, so it's a king bed with nightstands. If you choose to opt for a queen, you'll actually have 10-inch nightstands on each side as opposed to 5-inch nightstands on each side. So the nice thing with this floor plan, whether you go king or queen, you're going to get nightstands. You'll still have the shelf up above the window, your USB, USB-C, your little reading lights, and then you'll also have outlets underneath on the right and the left-hand side of the bed as well. This bed will still lift up. You have tons of open storage underneath the bed, blankets, everything you might need to go out for camping. This is a great space to store it underneath the bed. Your wardrobe, you have your lighted closet rod and your shoe storage, and then a shelf up above. You have tons of room. I could fit in there and probably sleep in there too. And then over here, you have hanging storage up above, shelves, and this is washer dryer prepped as well. So if you open it up, you'll see a cavity in the back, so that's going to help with installing the washer and dryer. If you don't decide to have a washer dryer in there, you have additional depth for shoes or more hidden goodies in the back of your closet. The foot of the bed, you have your dresser with a sliding desktop. So if you prefer to have a little bit of a desk office in here, that dresser top will slide out. We can get a leaf for behind it to turn it into a desk area. And then you have drawers all below, which are also soft close. And then you have your 32-inch smart TV at the foot of the bed. So at nighttime or in the morning, if you want to watch some TV, you can absolutely do so comfortable in the bedroom of the Z3600. Thanks for spending some time with us as I showed you the all-new Model Z 3600. Hopefully you liked it. Leave some comments in the comment section with feedback. We'd really appreciate it. But for now, safe travels and happy camping.